how many people have heard of the Bluestone Review? Well, my name is MikaelaH, and I've been an editor at the Bluestone Review for 4 years. And I've been a part of making flyers, emails, and sending out social media posts for the review. And every year we work harder and harder to promote and to connect with the students at Bluefield College to get them to submit to the review and to come to our reception and all that stuff. And through ad classes, I also recognized how hard marketers and advertisers work to connect with this sort of same group, the millennials. And it's really hard to connect with the millennials, especially with Bluefield College, because I know you guys get so many emails and so many flyers that for the review, it's hard for us to send it out to break through the clutter and have you guys see it. And the same for the marketers. I mean, as millennials, we're always on our phone, we're always on the internet, we see so many ads every day. It's hard for them to put something out there that really makes us notice it. And so I thought, as a millennial myself and a person who's on the internet all the time, what could I do to help the Bluestone Review in the future, and maybe even advertisers in the future? And then I thought, memes. So, through this presentation, I'm going to be talking a little bit about the background of memes, a little bit about my survey of how I grounded up people to ask them how they think memes would work in advertising, my fixes for next time, because there were many, and what if memes worked in advertising, what this would mean for the future. So let's just go right to the background. Move this out of the way. My first question was, what is a meme? And actually, it's a very important question because there's not a real set definition, and it's very vague, all the definitions that are given, like from Wikipedia, Urban Dictionary, and Technopedia. But Richard Dawkins, the man who coined the term the meme, used a very scientific way to describe what it is. It's a unit of cultural transmission or unit of imitation, and he did this in his book, The Selfish Gene. But for us, we're going to define a meme as an idea or a tangible item, which is a picture or a phrase, and it has to be under constant modification. And because, especially for internet memes, they travel really fast, because internet's a very fast platform, and since it's under modification, people are obviously sharing this. Well, memes have actually been sort of used for advertising already, more anti-advertising, with cultural jamming, and it's this right here. Cultural jamming is a form of activism that turns corporate power against itself by recontextualizing the meaning. So this says, wait, I'm gaining it, and it's McDonald's. So, not a big fan of McDonald's. I am. They're not. I am. Okay. Also, memes are involved in a lot of cultural movements. According to Colin Leach, in 2012, after the killing of Trayvon Martin, the Black Lives Matter movement started, as well as the Black Lives Matter meme followed shortly behind. I just want to remind you that memes don't have to be funny. They're just things that are constantly being modified and shared. And a meme's important to have in movements like this because they can talk about what's going on and help inform the public of your movement. In 2017, the UK had a general election, and the majority of under 40s voters voted for Jeremy Corbyn's Labour Party. According to Colin Leach again, she believed that a big influence was this meme parody, several meme parodies of the two policy, Jeremy Corbyn and his opponent Theresa May. So this is Jeremy Corbyn, and he's always in the memes, he's always seen as a nice, cool guy, and Theresa May always comes off as cool, cruel, and odd. And so it says, for their issue, Feeding Children, and he says, free school meals for all primary children, and she says, feeding them to whom? And as well as the Tiananmen Square Massacre. For the commemoration of it, they came up with, I don't know if you guys can see those. These used to be tanks, but they turned them into big yellow ducks. And it got so popular that China put the term big yellow duck on its censored list, so people can't look them up anymore. Also, memes have been used to promote people's platforms. After the Hey Girl Ryan Gosling meme just started, one college student named Danielle Henderson took the meme and made them into online flashcards for her feminism class. And overnight, she got incredibly popular that in 2 weeks, she signed a book deal about Ryan Gosling and feminism. And she mentioned before, I'd blogged for a long time and no one cared, but after I posted those memes, everyone was all for it. So memes have, they've had power and they can be used to promote people's platforms. But my question this semester was, do memes work for advertisers? So I got together a survey with 53 respondents, and it was a convenient sample, not a random sample, which means that I just took my survey to everyone and just whoever could do it, did it for me. But there was about 60% male and 40% female, and of course it was college-age students. I asked them, a few basic questions just to get to know them and what they like on the internet. Most of them spent their time on Snapchat or Instagram or YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, all the big ones. And I was really surprised with their reactions towards advertisements. Only 45% had no feeling, while 17% either liked or strongly liked, that's the yellow and the green, and 38% combined either disliked or strongly disliked, which is the blue and the brown. Honestly, I thought that they were going to have more of a hatred towards advertisements, so it was an interesting result. But of course, I can't generalize this to everyone because it's just my convenient group of people. But I just went right in and asked them, which ad do you like better? And of course, I didn't tell them, one was a meme and one was a humorous. But I had 7 ads choices in total, with 3 a meme ad versus a humorous/clever ad, 2 a meme ad versus a regular ad, and 2 a meme ad versus a more serious ad about a serious topic. For the Spirit Airlines, 75% of my group voted for the meme ad. And they said, when I asked them why, was the layout of the ad that caught their attention. That's why they liked it the most. Some also said that it was the humor of the ad, and some also said that it was a well-known song/pop cultural reference, which is, the meme. It says, "This could be us, but you savin'." And this says, "I snooze while you save. Even robots need to sleep sometimes." With Virginia media, 81% also voted for the meme ad. The 2 main reasons was the pop cultural meme aspect and the cute baby in the ad. With Jimmy John's, 61% voted for the meme ad. The main reason had something to do with meme relation or specifically that meme, or they just really loved memes in general. And they also said that it was humorous. But I think that the reason why this one was so popular on the meme was because this specific meme is extremely popular right now compared to all the memes that I have in my questions. It's still on Twitter, whatever, so it hasn't died yet, if you think they die. With HipChat, 83% also voted for the meme. They said that they liked it because of how easy the ad was worded and how it dealt with the topic. Some said that they just had a positive reaction to the appealing look. And then some said, just the humor aspect. Okay, so Gucci is where we begin to diverse. 83% voted for the regular ad this time. And their main reason was because of the name brand of Gucci. They also liked the style of the ad and the model, and they just said it was a visually pleasing looking ad, and they also said, it just had a more professional look. Drinking and driving was my first meme versus serious ad about, a serious topic. 71% voted for the serious ad again. Those that voted for the meme ad said that they said something about grumpy cat, which was why they voted for it. So. But with the serious ad, they said that they think it shows what realistically happens, that it's more serious for the topic, and it sends a powerful message. Speeding, 79% also voted for the serious ad. Those that voted for the meme said that it was, funny and that it was a meme. But for the serious, they said, it also shows a realistic image of what would happen. They just liked the visual of the ad because it's, 3D, and that it just shows a powerful message and has a serious topic. Oh, gosh. I also had my participants do a meme compass quiz, and it's not my quiz. I got off the internet. It's a lot like a political compass, if you guys know what that is. They push you on somewhere here, depending on your answers. But the average of the quiz for my group of people, they got normie wholesome. Those are not my words. But normie means that it's a person who doesn't use memes a lot. They're just an average person, well, compared to dank, person who uses memes all the time, just lives and breathes them. And then wholesome, it's a person who, they like the wholesome, good memes that are nice and kind, compared to edgy, which rely a lot on shock factor and a little vulgar. Which makes sense because out of the last two ones, they chose the serious ad because they felt like it was a serious topic and shouldn't be addressed, with a humorous tone. I also asked them, I had the statement, if a meme becomes mainstream, it will lose its touch and is no longer funny. 41% actually disagreed, 22% was neutral, and 16% agreed. I can also see this because a lot of the memes on that we've seen so far are mostly mainstream. And then I also asked them, can memes die or lose humor? And surprisingly, 84% agreed, while 16% disagreed. This could be a factor into why, Grumpy Cat lost, because it's a pretty old and used meme, and so perhaps if there was a more funnier one that's still popular at this time, it might have beat out the serious ad, but I don't know. And then I also asked them, can memes still be funny if corporations, schools, and public officials use them without irony? And this is a super important question because this is what I'm trying to figure out with this project is, can my group use memes and, how will the audience react? And 57% agreed, while 43% disagreed. So it's still not super clear. It's too close to call for that one. But as we come to the conclusion, I would like to say all the changes that I would make because memes are not, there's not a lot of literature reviews on them or projects on them so far, so I just sort of went in blind and just tried to figure out what to do. And now that I've done it, I know what I can fix. But I would definitely add, of course, more memes versus ads. 7 was not enough. And then I would focus on a meme versus, humorous or clever ads, or a meme versus the regular ads, because I feel like those can get different reactions. And I would take out the serious ads altogether because I feel like that's a different survey for another time. And I would ask my participants at the end, if they knew the meme or not, so I could better assess if, more mainstream memes were more popular or if less mainstream was more popular. And it might also be able to help me find out if they liked the meme or if they just liked the layout, because I got a lot of "I like the layout" comments, which of course, meme or not, you want to continue to have a nice looking ad either way. Through my surveys and research, I've sort of found out that, of course, I can't generalize this because my group isn't random and my margins were even still very similar with my group. I had 4 out of 5 brands of where the meme was chosen over the ad, but overall 4 out of 7 ads in general where the meme was chosen. But I did figure out, like with Gucci, there are more professional brands that, you need to be careful figuring out what your brand is before you use memes to promote it, because people will turn away from the more professional brands when they use memes, at least the people in my survey, my participants. So what does this mean? Again, I can't generalize this because there's, of course, not a lot of studies, but memes have been shown to help promote both personal and political platforms. And until a bigger study is done, I can't say that they completely work, but I feel like they have a lot of factors into these. But I would recommend anyone who wants to promote their own platform or their club or their own literary magazine or their small business to hop on the meme wagon and try them out as a new way to bring in your audience. Done. Any questions? Yeah. Oh my gosh.